We love road trip films. We've done trips all over, finding some of the best roads and places around the U.S.
But we've never done one like this. 2 weeks, 14 states, and different cars each day. Exploring new roads, comparing great cars. It's part film series, it's part fan meetup, and it's all a celebration of what we do, where we're going, and all the reasons we love to drive.
You know us for doing road trips, and I feel like we have started the most ambitious road trip we've ever undertaken. It's a huge one.
We've done trips with you, our audience, and we've done road trip films without you. This is the first time we're doing both at once, and that's a lot. I'm not going to lie to you, that's quite a bit going on at the same time, but the reason is because the center inspiration for this road trip is our 1,000th episode of our Car Debate podcast, and I cannot believe that in just over a decade we've done 1,000 episodes, but the 1,000th one is going to be at COTA. And one of our patrons, we have a really cool Discord community for our patrons. On there, one of you actually recommended, wouldn't it be cool if it was like an ongoing road trip series and you guys drove a lot of our audience cars?
So we're going to be driving fans' cars along the way that they bought because they heard it on the podcast, or we made a recommendation, or it was part of a car debate, and they went and bought it. And we're so excited to get back into cars and revisit them on road trips and drive the cars that we suggested that you buy. It's going to be an undertaking. To Circuit of the Americas, then we're going to the Ozarks, Tail of the Dragon, all the way up to Knoxville, Tennessee, and then turning around and headed back home.
First time ever that Hooked on Driving has had a 2-day track day at Circuit of the Americas, the only purpose-built F1 track in the U.S. I've been on it once, you may remember that, in the 300ZX, which was fun, but not quite the right car. Now I'm in my Emira headed to Texas, but on the way there we're going to do iconic, amazing roads the whole way, but we're going to be in different cars every day. This is going to result in a lot of films coming out of this channel.
It's a huge undertaking, and it's so much fun to get out and drive. I've had the GT4 for just a little bit. I've barely driven it. Hopefully you've seen my introduction video at this point. I am overjoyed to have this car, and I am so thankful. I feel really blessed and amazed that I can get into this car. But you know, on the podcast, we talk a lot about putting miles on your car. So I have set out with 19,520 miles, somewhere in there.
And also I get to drive Paul's car. I haven't done that yet. I get to drive his brand new GT4 today. That's coming up later. But I'm just excited to be moving again. Our road trips are our favorite thing. I'm expecting to put 5,000 miles on this Lotus Emira in that time period. Right now I have almost 8 in just over a year. It's 7,800 miles as of this morning. So that's a lot of mileage in one big trip, and I cannot wait. Next 2 weeks are going to be epic.
Although you realize this car is 5 years old at this point, it's a 2020. So I've got all the fluids done. I had 2.5 degrees of negative camber done by my local race shop, Reardon Racing. Shout out to them, they've been fantastic. And I've got gold wheels on, and I've also got Vredestein All-Track Pros. This is the wheel and tire combination from the Cayman GTS. Also on the front, the GT4 has had a few issues, not a lot, but when people are on track and they hit the seam between the asphalt and the curbing in specific corners, you can find people's videos, the suspension will punch the top of the shock tower right through, and it's an extremely damaging and rather expensive repair. I've decided to be cautious, and what I did was put the plates on from SP Motorsports. They are a Hooked on Driving partner, so I've got those installed. Other things that I found on the GT4 is the rear subframe had been removed. The only reason that you need to do that is to install the axle over pipes, some exhaust. So maybe the prior owner had an exhaust on here, maybe there was different suspension. It's been used a little bit more than I thought, and I'm still not caring. I still just want to drive it. And all the things that I've done, I feel like I'm getting to making it mine. To our Pacific Northwest franchise, Jonathan, Jack, and Bear, they have gifted me some incredibly cool looking floor mats. I hope that you've heard my explanation of syzygy, the license tag, on the podcast. The floor mats have syzygy written on them, and they fit perfectly, and they gifted me with this set, and it really makes the car mine. Bucket seats. Just so happy with this car. It's so awesome. And although I want to keep the mileage low, that part of me is dying. The more we road trip, the more we put miles on the vehicles, that continues to die, and I'm happy about that because it makes me get out and enjoy the cars. So I encourage you to do the exact same thing.
I know you're not surprised to hear this, but I like this car. Yeah, I'm pretty surprised to have the Emira. Can't kind of believe it. By this point, you've seen my 1-year ownership wrap-up of my first experience of having this car for a year. I'm very glad to have the V6 manual transmission and not the 4-cylinder. 4-cylinder is still really cool, and it's a great dual-clutch gearbox, but I'm incredibly ecstatic to have this car with this spec, and I still maintain the only thing I don't absolutely completely love about it is the seats, and even those aren't bad. A lot quieter in here than the Elise, and a lot nicer too. My wife was even asking to come, so she decided to come along with us on this part of the trip because the Emira is a nice place to be, and she likes me some too. See? Told you. Right now I've got a great convoy of about 6 or 8 cars behind me. Some of those cars are going to be featured on the trip. Some of them are just joining us for cool roads as we work our way south and east for the next 4 days.
2 GR86s, a GT3 RS, 2 Emiras, a GTI, Civic Type R, from low to high. All of them are fun to drive. They all have character. Big thanks to our sponsors for coming alongside us. They've also come alongside fans of the show for their cars. Thank you to Vredestein Tires for providing tires to power stop brakes, for also power clear wipers on a lot of these cars. And if you're searching, because I know that you are, autotempest.com/everyday is where to go look for the car that makes you as happy as this one makes me. I don't care what you spend, but when you do, you're gonna have to take it on a road trip. Yes, it costs money. Yes, the consumables. Yes, gas, brakes, tires, all of that stuff. And it's gonna need maintenance. Yeah, it is. And
passing lane and a half mile. Yay!
Oh joy.
My wife's favorite moment is when we can go faster. She likes traffic, actually, because it keeps me a little calmer.
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't have to drive quite so fast. All right, here we go. Better.
I'm regretting all my choices that led me to this moment.
Those of you with frightened passengers for spouses, we're communicating right now. We're having an understanding between us, yes. I got to floor this car. That's fun. If you don't think your car is powerful enough, my question for you is, how often do you floor it? Because that really is the thing. If you say your car isn't powerful and you only ever give it 50% throttle, you ought to try the upper edges.
look at this. Check this out. I've even got my hat. I'm ready to go. Can't wait to go back. It's like this car's pilgrimage to Buc-ee's. We're going. I love this car. I love how it looks. I love how it drives. I love the engine. The GT4 I fell in love with. It's the 718. It's the new styling, gentian blue, gold wheels, the giant wing. I mean, who doesn't like a giant wing? I freaking love this car. So, the next step for us today is to swap cars. And this segment is more about Todd and my car than me and this. But the Emira, it's so different. It's the same recipe. Short wheelbase, mid-engine. It's far prettier. What a different car. The steering is completely different. Yeah, it's not as harsh, but there's so much more feel in the Emira. The hood drops away more dramatically too. I'm sitting too high, I realize that. What a superb car. It's just the whoosh, the whooshing noises. It's such a GT car, but it's a sports car too. There is so much information coming at me through the wheel. I am reading every single bump. That is astounding. The Porsche takes it a little bit more, and there's progressive steering feel in that, whereas there's just twitchy, interesting information in this car. Todd's gone.
Paul, I'm so sorry for you, but you had to get this car. Oh my gosh. All right, this is Paul's brand new to him 2020 Cayman GT4. That is the 718 with the 4-liter. Yeah, this is special. This is special. It's got a lot of voice. Okay, all right. Yeah, I mean, this is my first time driving Paul's GT4, but I have driven him many times before, and there's no question that this is a significantly different car than his 981 GTS. Now, it's still a Cayman, but instantly in the steering, I can tell a difference in front end feel. We've actually driven the current 718 GTS and the GT4 back to back on the same track, and there's no question there's a difference in the front end, but I can feel that lightness here again. Okay, full throttle, it's got power. It's a classic Porsche naturally aspirated flat six, in that if you really want to feel like it's powerful, you have to downshift once, maybe twice, and put your foot all the way to the floor, and then you find the extra song of the engine, you find the extra personality and the extra power. Now, this is an 8,000 RPM redline, which is above the Emira, so that's nice to wind it out, but this mid-range power, the Emira feels more powerful all the time. Auto rev match, I don't know. It's one of those things where I really like that it exists, and I think the place to use it is going to be on a track. I think out here, I'm happy to not have it. Let's get the suspension a little stiffer. This feels like a weapon and a tool, and the Emira feels like an event. That's the best way I can think of to define the difference, because this feels wonderful to drive. This has a magic in the front end steering feel. It's light and extremely sharp.
This one is hiding its speed like crazy. I like the touring suspension. It's not quite so harsh. Oh, it's so good. The handling is so good. The steering rack is so precise and interesting. Every time I get in the Emira, I want one. What a different car. This feels so gentlemanly. It feels so refined and supercar-like. The shifting is different. I guess I'm so used to Caymans. I'm so used to that chassis, the rotation, where you sit, how down low you are. But this is such a great balance. I'm rediscovering it yet again. The Emira is so good. I mean, I want to sell you a Cayman, especially a GT4, but when it stacks up against the Emira for a do-everything, the GT4 is so much harder edged. This car feels substantial. The running gear feels substantial. It does not feel fragile in any way.
It's kind of surprising how similar the stats are between this and my Emira. They're both about 3,200 pounds. They both have a 6-cylinder engine. Of course, this one's fully naturally aspirated, but the power output's almost on top of each other. 414 horsepower here, 310 pound-feet of torque. That's exactly the same torque and only a few more horsepower. Deep into the pedal, high into the rev band. There's that extra Porsche GT car howl that's hiding up there that you have to go find. But it does have that Porsche thing where it's so capable that you do have to pile on some speed to really appreciate it. And I am feeling the long gearing here. I want to be in fourth because I need to be in fourth. I'd like to use those bottom 4 gears. The truth is, I could do this whole road. I could go all the way to COTA in third. I mean, let me see. What is it even turning over in sixth? All right, 3,000 RPM at 75 miles an hour in sixth, which, notice how quiet that got. That's actually very nice. You could completely road trip this car because that's not bothersome at all. That's a pretty low volume level. Yeah, top of second, maybe third. to be on this road. Suspension back on, tighten it up a bit. I can feel it. I feel like I'm boring this car in a straight line. I really do. It's looking for some sort of spectacularly windy road, and they're coming. There's going to be plenty of them on this trip. There's no question. This feels like a different category of car than the Emira. This definitely feels like we've just tightened everything down for track work, which is exactly what it is. It's exactly what the Porsche GT program does. It does feel like this is going to be the weapon at COTA, and I'm going to have a lot of fun in my Emira.
There's so much more refinement here. Even though the GT4 is a refined car, this feels so gentlemanly. The gears feel different. They feel so machined. They feel so solid here. You cannot get away with an almost full disengagement of the clutch. You've got to go fully to the floor, make sure you're slotted in, it's solid, but it's very rewarding when you do. Really demands a lot of you, but it's so rewarding. It's so crisp and interesting. There's always something going on. At no time does this car become boring. At no point. And on this road, I like the touring suspension a lot. Your body is constantly doing something with the car. At no point do you sit back and relax. It presents all of this information in a very smooth and refined manner.
This car chills out better than I expected it to. I knew it would be aggressive. I knew it would be incredibly fast and able to tackle whatever on a road, but I didn't expect it to be as calm when you ask it to be, which makes me even happier that Paul got it, because he wanted something with more edge when he went looking for it, but he still wants to drive it thousands of miles a year, and that feels like he nailed it. These seats are quite aggressive. I mean, we're doing a long road trip. It reminds me a lot more of the Lotus Elise seats they're not very adjustable, but they're surprisingly comfortable. You have to dedicate yourself to get down into these buckets, but it feels pretty great. For sawing miles, I think he's gonna wish he had a softer sports seat. But I know he specifically wanted these buckets for this car, and I get it. I see why he got them. I really do. Looking for some more corners. Need some more corners.
I like that the engine note, the supercharger, is overlaid over the top of the driving experience at all times. You've got this rush of power overlaying the top of all of this information, all of this great construction, the gentlemanly GT car feel. I'm so enjoying this and smiling, but for completely different reasons. Oh, it's telling me the undulation and the crown of the road. I feel like if I were driving with my eyes closed, I could tell you what the pavement and the crown of the road was doing. But of course, I'm never going to do that.
These are our personal poster cars. There's not a level above this. Paul's been talking about a GT4. I'm not kidding you. Paul's been talking about a GT4 for the better part of 5 years, okay? This was his COVID fever dream. I should get a GT4. We're 5 years past COVID now, and he has one, and I get it. I see why. I do understand it. We both have our dream cars now. I'm a little astonished at that. We got really blessed with that regard. We're thankful that we've been able to make this show, and we've actually been able to take these financial risks, because they are, to get these cars we like so much. Personally, I prefer this over the big 911 GT cars. The amount that it feels smaller and lighter than the big Porsche GT 911. I like this a lot. This is special.
The only thing that matters in Lotus is the handling, the way it makes you feel when you're driving. Other cars are completely dead, and you know what? As good as that GT4 is, as much as I like it, this makes the GT4 kind of feel dead. And it's not. That's how good the Emira is. So delightful. Plus, it's so good looking. The Cayman is cool and striking. But the Emira, what a masterpiece.
Back in the Emira after Paul's car, and shocker, I like this car. It's an event that you go to and you experience and you love, and you come away with a great memory. And his car is a weapon that you use as a tool for a specific purpose, and you just mow everyone down. And he's gonna have so much fun in that car on COTA, but ecstatic to be in this Emira on this road. And this road, we're dropping into Grand Junction from just north and coming out of Rangeley, Colorado. The whole road, the entire way, has been spectacular. I also prefer the gearing here. In third, I'm in normal speeds. So second and third are really usable gears on a road like this. The suspension is incredibly compliant. Lotus they're just masters at suspension tuning. This road, in spite of being spectacular, some of the pavement's not great. So I'm really appreciating the ride of this Emira that it soaks up bumps when the pavement's not great, but it's taut and athletic when there's a great corner. I'm thrilled with the sacrifice here, the decisions that were made to try to walk the line between usability and athleticism. They've nailed it as far as I'm concerned. In fact, I prefer this over the sport suspension. These seats are long-term more comfortable than Paul's seats, but they aren't hanging on to me like those great buckets in the GT4, because those are awesome. And for hard driving, you're going to want seats like that. I'd still like to sit lower in here. I know I keep complaining about that. Hopefully Lotus is going to fix it. It's going to be a long trip, and I am so excited. Starting tomorrow, we'll leave Grand Junction on some of the best roads in western Colorado. I would argue some of the best roads in Colorado, period, that we're going to do in cars that aren't our cars. And every day is new cars as we work our way to Austin and beyond.
Join us for a new episode every 2 weeks as we explore some of the best roads in the US and compare some of the best everyday driver cars available. Thanks for watching.